opposition says something stupid, get it up quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about this whole business of tracking that goes on now,
Mm-hmm.
the trackers?
Yeah, I mean, it's really become a cottage industry. America Rising and America Bridge are two of the big ones on the Republican and Democrat sides,
What is a
respectively.
tracker?
So a tracker is usually a kid straight out of college or, somebody very young who just goes around with a camera all day and follows, almost all day, and follows a candidate, whether they're boarding their private jet or getting out of a bus. Or
Follows
going
the
to-
opponent.
No, follows the opponent, correct. And follows them, anywhere they go, any of their rallies, records all of their remarks, uploads them. And so what's become of this is a lot of times the flubs that have happened on camera all of a sudden now can be used in attack ads, whether it's a paid TV ad or if it's just something for the web. Either way, it can be extremely damaging to a campaign. And so both sides have really professionalized the use of these trackers and assigned them to a lot of the biggest races, which means that basically at any point the candidate and their opponent most likely are being filmed almost 24/7.
And the campaigns sort of get to know their trackers, right?
The campaigns get to know their trackers for better or for worse. They often try to kick them out of events or try different things. There's a whole series of measures and countermeasures that goes on with trying to own it. But the reality is, if you have an open press event, it's pretty difficult to keep one of those folks out. And in today's day and age, even if you think you've gotten rid of the tracker, you still might have somebody else who's reporting it. And so it's really it's challenging to say that you can just get rid of the tracker and that's going to solve the problem. Now, the reality is that your rhetoric has to match what you're actually saying, throughout the campaign trail. And where it doesn't is where you create some problems. And so you have to have a level of consistency in your messaging, both publicly and in private, that sometimes candidates just don't observe. And they break character for a bit, and it causes them some real problems.
And this whole tracking industry that's sprung up really over the last 4 years, I would say. And it gives local candidates or statewide candidates, it gives them a chance to make national news because there are fewer reporters covering these smaller races, right? So if you can find something that's newsworthy and unflattering to your opponent, it's fairly easy to get it out with the web as it is now.
Yeah, I mean, everything leads with kind of the hook. Why is this more outrageous or appalling or interesting than anything else, right? Especially if it's a hit that you're trying to get out, right? And so, part of getting the national attention is making it something special or unique, dressing it up. I used to say that sometimes we'd throw out a web ad in 2012 just to make an issue bigger than it was. And that's not to say that it wasn't an important issue. It's just to say it wasn't getting the coverage that we thought it deserved. And so by making, it's not just Obama said something about, you didn't build that and that's insulting. He's insulted the entire U.S. economy. He's insulted different parts of it. He's contradicting things he said in the past. This is part of a broader pattern of, things that hurt the American worker. And so by drawing a lot of those parallels, I like to say sometimes a web ad can just organize all the information in one place. So what people come to your ad for, the reason why they watch it, is because they've never before seen this compilation or collection in this particular way, put together in an interesting format, so it's very watchable. And so they don't come just for the clip, they might find that somewhere else, but they come because of the context of either this is the campaign's response to it, is that this is outrageous or unacceptable or offensive. It's the context of other clips, something else the candidate said in the past, or their policy positions on their website. It's marrying those different pieces and drawing that connection that really makes the web ad stand out from just having the news footage or just having the article.